I've got a whole bunch of new books to read. I've had way too much coffee this morning. Let's get started. What is up, you guys? This is Read More with Trevor, and this is a segment some of you probably are familiar with from YouTube's BookTube community. We call it TBR, to be read. As a librarian, you know, people sometimes ask me like, well, do you still buy books? And I'm like, of course I do. So what do we want to do first? They're all novels. The Only Good Indians. I started it last night. Already really enjoying it. This is by Stephen Graham Jones. I had not heard of this author. Apparently he has his own following, and he is big stuff. Now, I'm not a big horror reader. I love horror movies, but that may all change very soon. Won the Jesse H. Jones Award for Best Work of Fiction from the Texas Institute of Letters, the Independent Publishers Award for Multicultural Fiction, a Bram Stoker Award, and 4 This Is Horror Awards. He's been a finalist for the Shirley Jackson Award and the World Fantasy Award. He is a professor of English at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Stephen Graham Jones. I think I like this guy. Why am I excited about it? Well, it's a story of 4 different American Indian men who seemingly, this is not a spoiler, I'll never spoil a book for you on here. They have something in their past they're not proud of. And as they go their separate ways, as they grow up, it kind of comes back to haunt them. And I can't say too much. If the cover is a giveaway, elks. You know, we had vampires, werewolves, sea monsters, elks. You cannot put it on hold yet, but you know what? The library has some Stephen Graham Jones titles. Check those out. And if you put a comment on here, I will be sure to ask the library to order a copy. Next up, a little novel. This is from 2018, The Blurry Years. There it is, blurry in the camera. Eleanor Kreisman. I don't know too much about this. It is from a small press that I rather like and like to tell people about, $2 Radio. They're out of Ohio. Really good stuff. Kind of the publishing equivalent of an indie record company. Kind of sounds like, I don't know if it's autobiographical fiction or kind of the roman au clef. Coming of age story in late 70s, early 80s Florida. This girl's mother is an alcoholic. Hopefully not too much of a downer, but you know what? It's probably going to be a downer. It's probably going to be really good, too. Inland by Tia Obrecht. Now, the first thing, this came out last year, has probably been on all kinds of book clubs' radars. For a lot of you, this one is not anything that you haven't heard of. Most likely, if you haven't heard of it, widely acclaimed, already super popular. I wasn't convinced when I first heard of this book. Only it's set in the Arizona territory in 1893. Full disclosure, I'm from Arizona. Originally, I grew up in Arizona. I found out Tia Obrecht isn't from Arizona, so I said, well, I don't really know if I want to read that. Well, I'll come around to it. Comparisons to Cormac McCarthy, kind of that sweeping American West novel, lyrical it's described as. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm really excited about it. My brother recommended it to me. He's a pretty good reader, reads contemporary fiction. Just excited to see a new name, see what someone else can kind of do in that Cormac McCarthy kind of Faulkner vein. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. The Last Taxi Driver, Lee Durkee. Taxi driver on his last legs in Mississippi, doing his utmost to stay alive in this country, making a living. You know, he's fighting off Uber. He gets all kinds of crazy rides and clients. and it's supposed to be very wordy, witty, clever sort of deal. I haven't started it, so for all I know, it's not good. I think it's going to be really good. Art Dennis Johnsonish Carnival of the Wrecked. In comparisons to Bukowski and Portis, that's a selling point for some of you. For others of you, maybe not so much. Pizza Girl! Pizza Girl I read about online. I just sit around like you do on the internet sometimes trying to find what people are reading, what's the next big thing, what's kind of a sleeper book people are talking about. Again, this one's a few months old. The library does have a copy. Try it out. I did read this. I'm gonna do a more in-depth review, I think, of this coming up. What to know, Jean Keong Fraser, first-time author from LA. It's very Southern California, as you can tell from the cover there. Really enjoy this artwork. Human relationships, sort of social realism. YA fiction grows up. I think that's how. Lastly, another big seller now in paperback, Nightboat to Tanger, Kevin Barry, rendered with the dark humor and the hard-boiled Hibernerian lyricism. Hibernerian. They mean Irish. These two roughnecks are in the Spanish port town, and it kind of goes over their dark history of being drug smugglers. All I know is people really enjoyed this and reviewed it well, so I'm going to give it a shot. I hope I read it cover to cover. I'm going to let you know if it's worth your time, but letting you know now, this is in my to-be-read pile. But that's the most exciting, newer stuff. I want to know what you're reading right now. I want to know what you have planned, what you're planning to read later this summer. Don't forget, San Diego Public Library has summer reading until August 31st, so you can go to sandiegolibrary.org and sign up. There's still plenty of time. It's not even August yet, so you have time. It's 10 hours or 10 books. Easy. And if you keep watching this, I'm going to just give you loads of ideas on what to read. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee, calm down, get to work, and I will see you next time. All right, and just remember, read more.